Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Happy Saturday morning, and I hope you're doing well this weekend. This week had a lot of ups and downs and the market was all over the place. But do remember, we are nowhere near correction even as far as the market is concerned. As of this recording, I'm talking to you, we're not even crossed 5% correction from the highest the market has gone from. So do keep this in mind. Though you see FI selling and macroeconomic news and all that, we're not having blood on the streets. I know a lot of you are very excited and would like to see blood on the streets so you can go happily shopping. We're nowhere near that range. That's why I did a video by myself where I had mentioned this and I said please stay within your risk level ranges, the so-called Tiffin coffee ranges, and not to venture out beyond that, because we might see even more further downswing in the market based on what is going to happen once Israel decides to act. So as we're recording, the oil is already boiling, but that we shall save for further analysis tomorrow, because Dhana is worried. He's immediately like, sir, that is tomorrow's video. Don't go on talking about that now. Come to today's topic. So today's topic is Manappuram, I think.
Manappuram.
So, without wasting any further time, we'll dive into Manappuram.
They are finance against gold, finance to the school loans also, personal loan also, secured loans only. And vehicle loan also, usually expanding in the digital. So they are providing the doorstep gold loan. So if you are applying in the app, they are providing the gold loan to our home. So that also they are implementing. And then overall 5,000 branches they are reached, combining of the both subsidiaries and Manappuram, that Asirvad. And then Q1 financial year 2025 result also, sir, it was really good. 11% profit up and revenue also 5.8%. Right now my question is, the negative things I'm going to ask to you. Many of the small competitors of gold loans, there are also heavy competition giving to the Manappuram. So they are giving the low interest rates, but the cost they are giving it was too high. So NBFC also doing very well. Even the bank also doing the same thing. So Manappuram is a NBFC. How it will survive? And the interest rates and the competitors.
Okay. First, RBI says that you cannot lend more than 75%. So for every 100 grams worth of gold, 75 grams of that can be considered for collateral. Remaining 25 will be held as security. That means you cannot get 100% gold. Right? So if you have 100 grams, you can't borrow for 100 grams. And gold loans have usually a tenor between 3 to 12 months. After that, you're allowed to roll over the loans.
Okay.
So this is where it stands with gold loans, right? RBI has been worried because a lot of gold loans has been ticking up. But Manappuram, meanwhile, is not interested in only doing gold loans. So if you noticed, the annual report, if you read, our man who's running Manappuram, what's his name? VP Nandakumar, the MD CEO of Manappuram. He's come out and he has said very clearly they want to move away from just doing gold business. So revenue from operations where we have to look at. So interest from loans. So gold loans has gone up from 39 to 44. Home loans has pretty much stayed the same, right? This is where he's hoping it grows, where he plans to expand. Then you look at commercial vehicles, where he's doing vehicle financing. That has grown substantially, right? Almost doubled. Then on lending is lending to other MBFCs, okay? Leave that. That's of no interest. Microfinancing loans is where Asirvad is. Okay? There, 13 has become 22. It's almost double. Okay, so you see, this is what Anand also keeps talking about. This is what they're hoping he'll put a separate IPO for this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if he unlocks Asirvad from this, it'll become a separate company. Right? That demerging, like how ITC is filtering ITC hotels, they're hoping this. But what's happened is, in the recent news, he has come out saying that a CEO that he doesn't plan to do this now because he feels the IPO market is not ripe for this. So he feels that we should postpone this. That is what has led to a lot of people who bought on this arbitrage, on this play, now are decided to exit. So you saw a price correction happen. Yeah, it came down from 205, 212 it was. It dropped to touch 200. After that, now because of the whatever is happening else in the market is corrected further. But that arbitrage, Asirvad, like how Tata Motors DVR merger happened, they're saying this will happen later. It is going to happen, but when, we do not know. It may happen next year, it may happen 2 years from now, it may happen when. But it's there, and you can see they're focusing on this.
Microfinance.
Right. So if you're a long-term investor, you should not worry about it. You should still hold on to it and know that it's going to happen. When it happens, you don't have to worry about it. And if you notice, he's moving away from gold loans. If you see the percentage, if you add this up, you can show it on the screen. If you add this up and see the percentage of this and compare this, add this and see a percentage of this, you will see how this percentage has been increasing compared to the gold loan.
Okay.
So you have 64 to 84 it's grown, which is a great growth, right, in revenue from operations. But majority of the revenue from operations is growing in non-gold, right? You're not seeing this 39 becoming 60 or 50. It's only grown marginally to 44. But you see the tremendous growth happening on the lower side, which is MSC allied businesses. That is to loans to micro businesses, other businesses, small scale industries, right? Right? See the loan growth which is there in this. SME loans, see the growth in this. It's almost doubled. So he is working very hard to improve this.
Okay. So the MD tells clearly, and the idea was also implemented.
Correct. And also, if you see the broking commission which is coming, that's also coming in, and the revenue from their IT services are also growing. Right. This comes under fees and commission because of what they're paying. But you understand this.
Yes, sir.
But IT fees received in IT, it's all foreign exchange transactions is going. Yeah. So the main thing what you should pay attention is to this revenue from operation. And this is what he's saying. Okay. So this is what Manappuram is about. Now, when will this demerger happen and when will Asirvad Microfinance become a separate company? I do not know. But what is also affecting Manappuram right now is the macroeconomic conditions. We have spoke about how Fed's interest rates plays effect on gold. As gold prices increase, as the Fed lowers interest rates, more dollar comes into the market. More dollar comes into the market, more dollar chases gold. Right? And gold prices go up. Okay. So that is also going to affect India. And if you noticed, in India, the gold price was going up. Then suddenly when the finance minister reduced the tax burden on the gold, it went down. Then it slowly crept back and has gone above where it was from that correction. Okay. So that gold portfolio which they're holding on is substantial. So them being a gold company is not true anymore. Because there's a time when we used to argue buying Manappuram is like buying gold. Okay. Because they're a gold loan company. But now they're not only a gold loan company. So that also is something that you have to keep in mind when you're investing into Manappuram. Before we used to say you can blindly buy it. This was when Manappuram was like 80 rupees, 70 rupees. Because they were purely a gold loan company. That means whenever gold prices went up, their underlying assets went up. So if anyone defaulted their gold loan, doesn't matter, they got gold. Correct, sir. And people usually do not default gold loan in India because gold has very high sentimental value. People who are usually taking gold loan are in the poorer society, right? So they're taking their family jewels and they're pledging that and borrowing. So they'll do whatever they can, beg, borrow, steal, and somehow get the gold out. So that's why it's a very good business. But that he's moving away from. He wants to grow in other areas, right? So it is something interesting to keep an eye on Manappuram. Okay, sir. Right? To see how Asirvad Microfinance comes out. Then how much is commercial vehicles and all these other loans and other businesses, NBFC business of theirs grows compared to gold, right? So they might, when they restructure all this, remove everything, leave gold alone and remove everything and make that into a separate company, or what, we have to wait and watch. Okay, sir. So another question, sir, that interest rate impact, that RBI interest rate impact, and RBI is strictly monitoring and the NBFCs giving the gold loan. Yes, no, the problem is in this doesn't apply to Manappuram. This applies to other NBFCs which are doing this. What they're doing is they're rolling the gold loans, meaning without even having a customer. Okay. Without even having the gold loan securities. You saw it coming in the news. The small banks, in certain branches, what they're doing is, because there's pressure on them to do so much gold loan, they would just execute a gold loan to a customer who didn't even know he was being issued a gold loan. Then they'll close the gold loan immediately. Just show it on the books. So all these kind of nefarious things were going on. So RBI has tightened the screws on that, trying to keep a better eye on that. Okay. Then the other problem is Indians are borrowing a lot right now. So RBI is worried about that. The number of credit cards in India is going up. At the same time, the number of defaults in credit cards is also going up. So personal loans defaults are going up, though personal loans is also growing. Access to money for your generation is becoming very easy. Like you can download an app and just put in your PAN number and and put your Aadhaar number, and suddenly it'll say, okay, I'll give you 20,000 rupees. Like how Lazy Pay was built. First, Lazy Pay will lend you 2,000 rupees. If you show good track record, they'll make that 5,000 rupees. If you show good track record, they'll make it 10,000 rupees. So then you have that track record, then there's the microfinance guy, he'll sell the database. Saying this guy, Dhana, is a good guy, see, he's been with me for 1 year. He's able to maintain credit for 10,000 rupees. So that guy immediately latch on to you and say, boss, because of this, no, we'll give you. Amazon also does it. Amazon Pay. They've tied up with Axio. So what they'll say is, they'll first lend you 25,000 rupees. You keep that very good, then they'll make it 1 lakh. Then if you're doing that very good, they'll say, based on all this transaction, we'll give you 4 lakh personal loan. So that has been happening in India, and that has led to a credit explosion in India. Same time, people are losing jobs, market is going through its own things. So people are not able to pay it. So people borrow and all these future options. There are various avenues for gambling in India now. Right? So you have future options. People, when they don't need to borrow, they're borrowing because they're having FOMO. It's very hard to control all this.
Okay.
RBI is trying to control all this in different ways and methods.
But it will not affect the Manappuram.
It will not affect Manappuram because whatever the rules are, they'll do business within those rules. Right? So if you're looking at Manappuram as an investor, I would say it's a great investment.
Another negative thing also, operating income. So that also increasing. Why they need to increase the operating income? Because they are...
No, you mean operation cost.
Operation income.
Revenue minus operating expenses, operating income. Operating should be going up. If the operating income is going up, that is good because that means operating profit is going up. The earnings from operations is going up, right? Operating is the earnings minus operating expenses. The revenue minus expenses to make that it's before tax. It's earnings before tax, right?
Okay.
So that means
operating income is good.
Yes, that means more money is being made. Earnings is going up. Profitability is going up. Operation efficiency is improved. Better business performance. So all of that is good. So it is impossible for the company when I show you revenues going up. Operating income cannot be negative.
Okay.
Operating income will also be positive. The operating income is going negative and revenue is going up. That means their operational cost, expenses are going up.
Okay.
If expenses are going up, it has to be justified. In the case of some company like Amazon, when Amazon started, it was always negative because the more money they made, the more they were spending because they were a growing company. At the time, they would borrow and spend also. So they were always negative in earnings, right? Because they were growing. In the case of Manappuram, that will not be the case. Manappuram is an established brand.
Correct.
Right? They're a very old company and they're doing very well. So their operating expenses cannot outpace revenues unless there's a reason for it. He says, I spent a lot of money buying another company. I spent a lot of money setting up thousands of branches in all over Middle East. Some reason has to be there for, him spending more money than he is making.
Okay.
Right? So operating income should always be positive and it should be going up.
So all the aspects are being in the good.
Yes.
So if the correction was happened, then we can ensure in a way or correct.
No, you have to look at the correction in respect to where it is. Meaning price to book we look at for finance companies. So you have to see Manappuram's price to book and see if it's worth investing. My personal way I look at it is Manappuram has a lot of growth. It's going to grow some more. And like I said, Asirvad microfinance is going to be unlocked and may not happen today, tomorrow, but it's eventually going to happen. And the way he's speaking all the right things. And you can see whatever he's speaking is showing in the balance sheet. They're growing in vehicle loans. They're growing in business loans. They're growing in microfinance. And gold loan is there, still showing growth, but he's also growing in other sectors. So it's a great company to look into.
Yeah, sir. You are telling about the products. So just I clarify with what are the products they are having. Online gold and gold loan. Instant disbursement also their product. Forex and money transfer. Vehicle loan. Personal loan. Business loan. Microfinance loan. Two-wheeler loan. Healthcare industry loan. Small scale industrial financial loan. And personal loan, secured loan. Restaurant loan. Loan to food. And educational loan. So they are expanding. And digital loan also, sir.
Yes.
So they are having the lots of products.
Yes. And if you ask me, it's a great company to look into. Right. And I think as it stands, let me look at the screen and tell you where their price to book is. Their price to book value is at 1.42, right? Let's look at this historically.
1.9.
Yeah. So it's 1.4 now. So looking at the historical averages over 10 years, they're below that, right? So it's worth considering. Of course, it's your risk appetite. From here, from 192, will it go down to 100? Possible. Like I said, we are not corrected. Right? That video he wants me to talk about tomorrow. So he doesn't want me to break the egg today. Tomorrow I'll explain why. It might go to 100. It might even go to 90. Right? Me, I would buy more. Because people will not have a problem with gold. Let's say gold is at 7,000. Suddenly it becomes 3,000. Everyone will buy gold. More gold. Gold will become cheap. They won't think twice. But for some reason, when a good company is found cheap, they suddenly get worried.
Because that is a pure gold. It is not a pure gold.
Baba, pure gold will not give you dividends. Okay, it does not do anything. Other than you just sitting and eating, you can't even eat it. You just can only hold it.
Okay.
Right? At least you own a company. It gives you dividend, gives you capital appreciation, and it has chance to grow by 20-30%. Right? We have spoken about Tatas. We have spoken about so many companies where if you buy, right, and you compare it to gold, let's take a trend. Maybe we do that in another podcast. We take couple of Tata companies and pick the same amount of time for gold. Say instead of buying one Tata share of that company, you bought same amount of gold. Where is gold today? Where is
the share price today?
We should do a comparison and see, is it really worth investing? Of course, you should count the dividends. You should count the splits, the bonus. Not just say one share price is today this. See, it has only gone to 3,000, sir. Gold has gone from here 100, it's gone to 7,000. Hello, Baba. Wait, the splits, the bonus, everything. Let's calculate and see. Okay. Let's do the homework and come back.
You are clearly mentioned that the gold was becoming cheap. We are entering into that. The same way we look into the valuable good company.
Listen, it's easy to say. It's hard to do. Right? Most people will agree. Dieting, you lose weight. Exercise is good for health. But very few people do it. Anyway.
Yes, sir. I expect you to be in the few people.
I also hope and expect. Right. I hope you enjoy this podcast. It's rather lengthy. We meandered it here and there and we found our way back to the topic. Tomorrow will be something rather interesting, which I hope you'll tune in and watch. Do enjoy your Saturday evening and do stay safe out there. Me and Dhana wish you nothing but well wishes. Do take care and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the podcast today. Bye.
Thank you.